Hello, my loves, welcome back, and thank you so much for stopping by. We are going to be talking about shadow energy today. I don't know about you, and I'd love you to comment below. Have you seen somebody's shadow side, or maybe your own shadow side, come up through the month of October? We've literally just stepped into November. I've literally just filmed my energy updates for the month of November, and we are in for an extremely bumpy ride again. There's going to be like good and bad in the energy of November, okay? I don't actually look at it as good and bad, but for human comprehension, I'm going to use the words good and bad. Okay, so through the month of October, I noticed significant amount of people. It doesn't matter whether they were in business, a friend, a colleague, a client. A lot of people's shadow energy was actually coming up extremely profoundly, and most people don't actually know what to do with it. There are so many people out there that just do not know what to do with shadow energy, whether it's coming from themselves or from somebody else. So that's kind of what I wanted to jump on and speak about. First and foremost, you will only know if it's your shadow energy if you are doing the work. Please do not think just because you're doing the work, it's not your shadow energy. All of us are being hit right now. All of us are being asked to level up. All of us are going through massive amounts of healing. And it's actually one of the areas that I have seen for November's energy. There is going to be a massive amount of healing. There's going to be a massive amount of healing to lead to peace. We need to be going through this transitional phase. And unless we can step up and into and become friends with our shadow, we are going to find it extremely challenging. There are going to be things that push us hard through November, a bit like October. So there was lots of noise going on through October. There was lots of frustrations that were coming out. A lot of people's inner control freak kicked in through October. And, you know, please do comment below if you have seen this. My guides are agreeing. Did you see the flash of the light then? That's when you, like that. That's when you know my guides are around, is when the light starts to flicker, or you'll literally see them behind me, which is quite profound. Normally if I do it in daylight, you can see angelic beings behind me, which is just beautiful. Anyway, I digress as always. So how do we deal with shadow? Let's start with our own shadow, because, you know, we need to be figuring out what our own shadow looks like. And our own shadow looks like, go and eat the cookie. That person's talking about you. You're not good enough. That's what our own shadow sounds like. And it can be so many other things as well, but there's just three really high level examples to give you. When our shadow comes up, we need to identify where this is coming from. Now, predominantly it comes from our inner child, because our inner child isn't being heard, or maybe our inner child needs love. And rather than asking for love and being vulnerable, they stamp their feet and they make you feel quite rubbish about yourself. So really take the time to get to know you this month. And, you know, like I've been saying it all through October, we really do need to be getting in tune with ourselves so that we can acknowledge when it's our shadow coming up. Because the issue that we've got is, it's easy for us to say, oh, it's their shadow, it's their shadow, it's their shadow, but it's not. I was actually explaining to my members earlier today that if I'm sat in my car and I'm getting angry with somebody and I'm cursing them and I'm putting out bad vibrations towards them, what's going to happen by the end of the day? Sometimes it happens within seconds, sometimes it happens within hours, but normally within a day or two, you've got that bad energy back. It kind of like does a loop for your healing. So we need to be recognizing first and foremost what is our shadow against what is other people's shadow. And it's not easy to do. If you truly believe that you have all of your stuff together, I'm going to burst your bubble now, you're delusional. Nobody has their stuff together. We all have it going on. We are all living the human experience. None of us, and if anybody says that they don't have it, then I just disbelieve them. Nobody has their stuff together right now. Nobody knows, like, factually what's going on. I know what I channel, but there's certain things that I channel and they don't happen, and I'm like, well, why were you telling me that? But that's me. That's for me and my discernment to figure out. But our shadow is the side of us that is showing us our healing. And every single one of us, bar none, have healing work to do. And I'm talking everybody on the planet. I'm talking like celebrities. I'm talking probably more than most, like, let's be honest. I'm talking CEOs of companies. You name it, everybody has a shadow. And it's our responsibility as a human being this lifetime to learn to love our shadow. What does our shadow need to be able to be healed? And November, like I said, is very much about healing and peace, peaceful energy. So, like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of other stuff going on in November. Truth, boundaries and clarity are the other 3 areas that I've covered off in my energy updates. However, you know, what I need you to be mindful of is the discernment between yours and somebody else's. Like I've said a couple of times in this video, it's easy for me to say, no, that's my partner. No, it's not me, it's my partner. Or, oh no, it's that person. When actually the truth of the matter is that person is delivering you a message that may trigger you or whatever, because you need to step up and do the healing work. And it might be in an area where you've got no recollection, or you're a bit delusional about it and you don't realise that you've got healing to do. But on the flip side of that, it could be that you need to set a boundary. Now, the only way we get to know what our shadow looks and feels like is we actually acknowledge it when it comes up. The little voices in your head, the times when it says that you're not good enough, or you're too fat, or you're too ugly, or whatever your noise is that is in your head. And it's actually acknowledging that and saying, right, what do I need to do to heal this? And it's not just, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful. If the voice pipes up and says that you're ugly and you're overweight and you're this and you're that, it's not just speaking it. We actually need to go back to the place where you decided that that is a truth in your life. What we need to acknowledge is that this has stemmed from somewhere in our life. It's not you choosing. It's not you choosing to feel as if you're not good enough or you're not worthy. There is a program, there is a conditioning that has taken place that has got you to believe, and your shadow to believe, that that is the truth. Acknowledging your shadow is, you need to become friends. This is what one of the things that I teach through Self-Love Club. You've got to befriend your shadow. We've all got them. The only reason I know how to get through certain situations now is because my shadow's my best friend. Like, I fought with her for 35 years. 35 years! Now she's my best friend. And I look younger for it. I feel better for it. I know what to do. I know how to manage her, if you like. I know how to control her when she shows up. I know exactly what I've got to do. Exactly. Because I've listened to my soul. I've listened to my guidance. Shadow energy is coming up so significantly at the moment because the planet is cleansing. For those of you that, most of my subscribers are very aware of what's going on, but as the energy is rising, as we are cleansing, all of our stuff has to come to the surface. Everything needs to be dredged. There's a lot of people that talk about draining the swamp. That's what's happening in your physical. We are going to a place where telepathy, truth, honesty, vulnerability, love is the only answer. Joy, laughter is the only answer. There are people out there that do not appreciate that they have a shadow side. Whether they are going to go there, like to where I see as being the new earth, I'm not sure. We have to be very aware of our stuff. We have to be very aware of our shadow. And we have to be prepared to heal it. Like I say, where we're going from what I'm shown is so beautiful. It makes every single cell in my body vibrate because it is so full of love. And as you guys know, I am all about love. It's all about the love vibration with me. Let me nurture people. Let me help people. And that's what most of us are about. We've just got lost along the way. Our shadow has taken over us. Our shadow has controlled us and made us take drugs and all the rest of it. And you need to take responsibility. Like, your shadow is you, but it's this part of you. and you get to decide who's in charge. Now, since I've surrendered completely to my soul, I have been able to work with my shadow. When the human used to want to be in charge and she'd stamp her feet and no one's going to tell me what to do, that's when there were the battles. That's when my health got taken away from me. That's what happens. That is just what happens. So please acknowledge, this is only going to be a really short video today, please acknowledge your shadow side. Let me know in the comments below what your shadow looks and feels like. Have you become friends with your shadow? Are you going to become friends with your shadow? Do you even know how to become friends with your shadow? We must acknowledge we all have a shadow, and it's not fair to just blame your partner. You have to be taking responsibility for you, your life, and the way that you see your life going. For me, like I say, I see me going to New Earth. I see conscious conversations like I have on here. Conscious conversations, that's going to be my life going forwards. I see a high level of consciousness. I see like 6th, 7th dimension. We're not stopping at 5th. We're going 6th or 7th dimension. That's what I see. That's what I envisage. So what do you envisage for your life? Are you doing the work to get you there? Are you acknowledging your shadow? When your shadow pipes up because of a third party, are you acknowledging it, or are you blaming the person? Shadow is such a hard area to look at, for the human to comprehend, because most of us have been conditioned to believe or to blame or to find fault in other people, when in reality, when we can actually look at ourselves as to why this is happening and what are the lessons to be learning from it, that's where the gold takes place. And it's not nice. Trust me, all of my members will probably comment below, having Lucy as an accountability buddy sucks. Because I make people step up and I make them realise. They might get triggered the heck. They might not like me. They might not want to be around me. They might not want to pay anymore. But the fundamental truth of the matter is, we're here on this journey. It's my responsibility to all of you to be the best teacher possible. And if that means triggering you, I'm going to trigger you. I will always love you, no matter how much I trigger you. I will really attempt to help you get your shadow in view, so you know what you're looking at and what you're dealing with. Some people's shadows are much more toxic. My old shadow used to be very toxic. She was very toxic. Somebody upset her and she'd go to the pub and drink 3 bottles of wine. That's my shadow. That side of me had control of me. And honestly, sometimes I would create an argument because I wanted to go and have 3 bottles of wine. That is when you have to acknowledge your shadow. And it's like, whoa, I'm not playing that game. I'm a human. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be nurtured. I deserve to be feel incredible. So I'm not going to play that game. Please sit with yourself for 10-15 minutes a day and just acknowledge your shadow. Say thank you to him or her. Thank you for everything they've done to you so far, and just explain to them that now it's time for you to take the reins, that your soul is going to be taking over, and it's time for us to get connected and go on this next leg of the journey. I don't know about you guys, but I'm so excited where we're going. It's so full of love, it's so full of hope and joy and fun and laughter. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel we really need that in our lives right now. It's actually making me get really emotional. Please know that I love you all very, very much, that I'm always here for you, and it's time. It's time for us to do this. I'm going to post the link to the 3-dimensional, 5-dimensional video above, so that you guys can actually look at a little bit deeper as to what the hell I'm talking about. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you.